I put out a goal at the end of 2022 that I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers. The fact that we already hit 500 and we're only in the third month of 2022 shows me that we can easily hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and it's all thanks to you guys supporting my videos. So I want to take this minute or two to say thank you guys for 500 subscribers. It means a lot, especially that, I'm a small-time RE YouTube channel, and I've only been uploading consistently for the past 2 weeks, and I've seen a lot of growth as of late. So to celebrate our 500 subscribers special video, we are going to be talking about the Resident Evil Village post-credit scene, as this is a video that I've wanted to make for the past couple of weeks, but I specifically wanted to make it when we hit 500 subscribers. So thank you guys once again. Be sure to like this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well so we can get to 1,000 at the end of the year. And don't worry, you won't have to hear me say we are close to 500 subscribers anymore on my videos. So with that out of the way, guys, let's get into it. So in the very first few seconds, we see an all grown-up Rosemary Winters reading the book her mother Mia read to her as a baby. Keep in mind that this book is still in quite phenomenal shape, and she is wearing a ring on her left index finger. Now what I'm curious about is, whose ring is that? Is it her mother's and Mia decided to give it to her, or is it her father's? I also remember Ethan's fingers getting bitten off by a lichen, but I do believe the ring was still on his left ring finger throughout the game. However, I don't remember if Ethan gave it to Rose or when Ethan sacrificed himself, or even gave it to Chris, but anyways, let's move on. We encounter a mother and her daughter reading a book and talking about it. Rose proceeds to give off a nice smile, as it may possibly remind her of her mom, Mia, reading books to Rose, or she's just enjoying the moment those two are having on the bus. One thing I want to talk about is the bus itself. Now, this bus seems very modern in today's year, such as 2022, because I see these types of buses in my city quite often. Maybe that gives us a small hint that the time skip wasn't too long, but anyways, we shall proceed.
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is.
Now, first off, I would just like to say RIP to Ethan Winters, a hell of a father, a hell of a husband, but besides that, we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about this full-ass post-credit scene, so let's talk about this specific part. We encounter our very first red flag of this video, so there are two possibilities of what she means by tests. Let's start off with school. Maybe, just maybe, she's very busy with school or college and a lot of exams or tests are coming up. Now, moving on to the second reason is BSAA/BOW tests. We know Rose is a BOW, just like her father. I think she has a lot of tests coming up solely because she may have done something very bad, and the BSAA may have been watching over her ever since they started using her. That's if they have. I cannot confirm that just yet. Later, we see an agent honk the horn of a black truck and Rose says, "Duty calls," which does kind of prove my point when it comes to the BSAA using her as a bioweapon, or she's just an agent. Maybe it's actually both.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? The day of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Now, before you grab that Tyros, let me talk my shit. This agent is an absolute cuck for even calling her Evelyn. I don't care what anybody says. It may have been funny, it may have been not funny, but anyways, let's get right back into this cutscene of this cuck.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
Now let me just examine this situation all over again. He proceeds to tell Rose that there is a situation and she is needed. Then he calls her Evelyn of all things, and Rose gets absolutely fucking pissed and grabs him by the tie, basically saying yada yada yada, I can show you things that even Chris doesn't know I can do, and chucks him to his truck unharmed. But from that toss, she's stronger than she looks. That is also showing us that Rose is very different compared to your normal human, as we can tell from the interaction. She's a bioweapon, and the Evelyn comparison triggers her a whole lot because she probably is aware of who Evelyn was. She was the one that basically dragged her parents into the mess that is the bioterrorism world that Chris Redfield has been living in ever since Resident Evil 1. She was the reason Mia got kidnapped more than once, and also one of the key reasons as to why her father died and turned into a BOW himself, and I do not blame her for that reaction one bit. Another thing we can also speculate again is the part where she says she can show things that even Chris isn't aware of, which probably sparks the reason why the agent called her Evelyn in the first place, because she may have some sort of powers that are very similar to Evelyn that some people in the BSAA are aware of, and I don't know if that's a joke circling around the BSAA, but if that is the case, that's pretty fucking low right there, my dude.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
Now let's acknowledge the fact that they were actually trying to put Rose out of her misery for good. There was clearly either a sniper that he said they had a clear shot, and the agent said he can handle it, even though he just got fucking ragdolled by Rose and got chucked into his door of his truck. Literally. But let's get to the ending now. The truck drives off and we can see the figure from after that is apparently Ethan Winters, but nothing is confirmed from Capcom as of yet about that part, or maybe it's just Rose's vision. Now let's dive into some questions about this post-credits scene that I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Number 1, how big was the time skip? From how everyone was acting and the year of the truck, which seems pretty 2020s, and the bus that seems very up to date, the time skip may not have been too long, from how I am viewing it of course. Another thing we should consider is Evelyn had an ability or disability of aging fast. In 2014 was when Mia got kidnapped, and Evelyn was just a little girl. 3 years later, Resident Evil 7 begins, and at the end of the game, it turns out Evelyn was the old lady in the wheelchair, which seems to be that aging rapidly thing about her. And keep in mind everyone, Rose actually has that ability as well. As you play through the village and you get a flask, under her name it says this: if injections are skipped from the prolonged periods of time, the product will age rapidly. Think about the Evelyn situation and now consider the Rose situation. Rose is a young adult, so my prediction for the time skip is around 6 months later after the events of Resident Evil Village. Comment down below what you guys think about the time skip as well, and take a guess on how long it has been since Resident Evil Village to the point where Rose is a young adult, since we really don't know and Capcom hasn't confirmed that yet. But let's get into question number 2. Could the post-credit scene lead to a possible Resident Evil Village DLC or Resident Evil 9? All the speculation of what the DLC could possibly be about has been circling around, from possible scrap content, the origin of the Four Lords, and the bad BSAA plot. Nobody seems to talk about after the truck drives off with Rose, and keep in mind everyone, they're planning to kill Rose as it was shown in the post-credit scene. What I love about this is what Capcom can explore in the DLCs or multiple DLCs. The possibilities are almost endless, and now that the DLC is getting closer by the days that go by, the hype should almost be through the roof. But if they do not make a DLC about Rose, then it most likely will be about Resident Evil 9, where she plays one of the biggest roles in the game and is the final game to the Ethan Winters family trilogy. But with everything out of the way guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you guys ended up enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like, hit the subscribe button. Our end goal to 2022 is 1,000 subscribers. You're going to be hearing me say that until we hit 1K subs at the end of this year. But anyways guys, thank you for 500 subscribers once again. It's very appreciated and I love you guys, and I'm so excited for more content creation coming up this year. 2022 is going to be a big year for us. February was, I believe, was our biggest month in terms of YouTube content and stuff like that, but I'm beyond excited for what the future has in store for us as just a channel and as a community. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have yourselves a good day, a good night, and a good sleep. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and much love.